A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. There was the feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is in Jerusalem, at the sheep gate, a pool called in the Hebrew Bethesda, with 5 porticos. In this lay a large number of ill, blind, lame, and crippled. One man was there who had been ill for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there, and knew that he had been ill for a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be well?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. While I am on my way, someone else gets down there before me." Jesus said to him, "Rise, take up your mat, and walk." Immediately the man became well, took up his mat, and walked. Now that day was a Sabbath. So the Jews said to the man who was cured, "It is the Sabbath, and it is not lawful for you to carry your mat." He answered them, "The man who made me well told me, 'Take up your mat and walk.'" They asked him, "Who is this man who told you, 'Take it up and walk'?" The man who was healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had slipped away, since there was a crowd there. After this, Jesus found him in the temple area and said to him, "Look, you are well. Do not sin anymore, so that nothing worse may happen to you." The man went and told the Jews that Jesus was the one who had made him well. Therefore, the Jews began to persecute Jesus because he did this on a Sabbath. Good day, friends. Today is April 1st, Tuesday of the 4th week of Lent, and according to popular culture, it is April Fool's Day. It is the day when most people have trust issues, since people are making practical jokes with one another. Speaking of trust issues, how much do you know about a person? What do we usually do when we want to know about a person? Of course, we do research or go to that person's social media account. But these things can only get us to see that person to some degree, perhaps only the basic stuff. But to know a person deeply entails that the person must tell you who they are. This is the same when knowing God. Everything we know about God is because He reveals Himself to us through Jesus Christ and the Church. In our Gospel today, a man has been sick for a very long time, 38 years to be exact. He went to this pool in Jerusalem, believed to have healing powers, but he could not enter it because no one wanted to help him get inside. So when Jesus saw him lying there, he asked the man, "Do you want to get well?" The man told Jesus about this situation and why he could not reach the miraculous healing pool. But Jesus said to the man, "Rise, take up your mat and walk." Immediately the man became well, took his mat and walked. You see, God did not remain hidden or mysterious to us. He told us about Him when He decided to speak to us through His Son, Jesus. So when Jesus asked the man, "Do you want to get well?" this statement tells us that God initiates a conversation with us to know more about Him. And from knowing Him, God wants us to trust and have faith in Him. It is that kind of faith that does not disappoint or fool anyone. It is a faith that heals both physically and spiritually. It is a kind of faith that saves. That is why when Jesus commands the man to rise, he obeys Jesus not with knowledge about him, but beyond that, the man obeys Jesus with complete trust in him. Thus the man became well, took up his mat, and walked. Trusting God does not oppose reason, but goes beyond what we know. This April Fool's Day, we are reminded of how easily trust can be shaken especially amidst the jokes and pranks that blur the line between what is genuine and not. However, when it comes to knowing someone deeply, requires more than just surface level information. It takes honest communication and willingness to listen. Similarly, knowing God requires more than just intellectual knowledge. It requires faith, trust, and openness to His message through Jesus Christ. Just as the man was healed through his trust in Jesus, we are called to trust God beyond what we know. Our faith in God is about trusting that He will guide us to what we need, even when we can't see the whole picture. Let us remember that the true faith in God is a faith that does not disappoint, but heals, saves, and leads us to a deeper relationship with Him. Trusting God is a decision we must make daily. Through this trust, we experience His power and love in our lives.